Welcome to the ultimate debate. Today, we begin our countdown of the top 10 strikers of the 2010s, a decade of tactical evolution and unprecedented goal scoring. We have legends, we have data, and we expect plenty of controversy. With me, the icons, Pelé, Maradona, and Cruyff. And to provide the objective analysis, our AI co-host, Chat10.
My database is compiled with all official statistics from January 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2019. The evaluation will be rigorous.
And that's crucial, because our final ranking will blend two distinct things. First, the cold, hard data, the quantifiable numbers that you will provide, Chat10. And second, that unmeasurable magic that our legends know so well, legacy, impact, and pure spectacle.
Finally, because a striker's soul cannot be put into a spreadsheet. It is about the fire, the desire to win when all seems lost.
And the intelligence, Diego, the understanding of space. A goal is the end of a sentence. I want to see who can write the whole chapter.
For me, it is the killer instinct, the elegance in the finish, the one moment of calm in the chaos of the penalty box. That is the mark of a great striker.
And we will measure it all. Let's not wait any longer. Let's kick things off with the man at number 10. Chat10, reveal him.
Ranking at number 10 is Edinson Cavani.
El Matador. A fitting start. Let's break down his performance score, starting with total goals for club and country in the decade.
Edinson Cavani scored 341 goals between 2010 and 2019.
A massive tally. In a field this competitive, that earns him a solid 6 out of 15 points to begin. Pelé, what does that number say to you?
It says he was relentless. He was not always the most beautiful, but he was always there, in the right place. A true poacher's number.
He is a warrior, a fighter. He played with the Uruguayan Gara Charrua. He ran for 2 players. I respect this more than anything.
That work rate was legendary. But let's look at efficiency. What was his goals per game ratio? Chat10.
Cavani's ratio was 0.68 goals per game across 501 appearances.
Strong and consistent. That adds another 6 points to his score. Johan, you were a master of technique. What was your view on Cavani's style?
Energetic. His movement off the ball was world-class, truly. But his technique in tight spaces could be clumsy. He needed more touches than a truly elite forward.
A fair critique. Let's move to the international stage. How did he perform for Uruguay?
Cavani scored 42 goals for Uruguay in the decade.
Very impressive. That gives him 7 points in that category. Now, what about creating for others? How many assists?
He registered 73 assists.
Another 6 points. That completes his score based purely on performance metrics. But remember, everyone, that is only half the story. Later in our countdown, we will add the intangible scores. This is where our legends will truly earn their keep. We will be scoring these players on 5 other categories: sheer finishing ability, big game performance, style and spectacle, and how complete a forward they were. And finally, the big one, worth the most points, overall legacy and impact. That is where the real arguments will begin. But for now, let's just see how the raw numbers stack up. Here is the initial leaderboard with Cavani setting the bar based on performance alone. A respectable start for El Matador. Now, for the player at number 9.
At number 9 is Sergio Kun Aguero.
Kun, yes, finally! Now we talk about true genius, a player touched by the gods.
The passion from Diego is palpable. Kun Aguero, an icon. But do the numbers back it up? Total goals for the decade, Chat10.
Sergio Aguero scored 303 goals in the 2010s.
A slightly lower total than Cavani, which gives him 7 points. But efficiency is key. What was his goals per game ratio?
Aguero's ratio was a formidable 0.69 goals per game.
Just edges out Cavani. That's a strong 8 points. Pelé, Aguero's finishing was unique, that low center of gravity.
It was perfect, explosive. He could be surrounded by 3 defenders in the box and still find the half yard he needed to shoot. A nightmare for big, slow defenders.
He was a specialist, a master predator in the penalty area. But once he dropped deeper, his influence on the game's rhythm would fade. He was there to finish the move, not to start it.
A pure finisher. How did that translate to the international stage for Argentina?
Aguero scored 28 international goals in the decade.
Okay, a bit lower there. That's 6 points. But was he a creator? Assists, Chat10.
He provided 84 assists for his teammates.
Higher than Cavani. A valuable 7 points. This is going to be close. Let's update the leaderboard with Kun's performance scores. And Aguero takes the lead. This is the kind of drama we love. 2 players in, 1 leader. But we have one more for part 1. The man at number 8.
At number 8, we have Zlatan Ibrahimović.
Ha, the lion. This is not a football player. This is a force of nature.
Zlatan is Zlatan. He is the ego, the show, the spectacle. But he backed it up with goals that nobody else would even dream of attempting.
An unforgettable character. But were his numbers just as big as his personality? Total goals, chat 10.
Zlatan Ibrahimović scored 341 goals in the decade.
Exactly the same as Cavani. That's a big 9 points to start with for Zlatan. But his efficiency, goals per game.
Zlatan's ratio was an elite 0.81 goals per game over 421 matches.
0.81. That is a massive number. It blows the others away. A huge 10 points for him. Johan, tactically, how do you even categorize a player like Zlatan?
You don't. He is his own system. Incredibly intelligent in how he used his unique physical gifts. He was the reference point, the focal point of every single team he played for.
A system unto himself. What about for his country, Sweden?
Ibrahimović scored 49 international goals in the decade.
Remarkable. Another 9 points. He was a one-man army for them. And assists? Was he a team player?
Zlatan provided 114 assists.
114. That's a massive number. It earns him another 9 points. I think this has completely shaken up our leaderboard. Let's see the standings after our first 3 contenders. And Zlatan storms into a commanding lead. Arrogant, powerful, and backed by undeniable numbers. What a start this has been. 3 incredible but very different strikers. Welcome back to the definitive countdown of the 2010's greatest strikers. Zlatan Ibrahimović sits comfortably on top of our performance leaderboard, but the competition is far from over. Before the break, we analyzed the men at spots 10, 9, and 8. It's time to reveal number 7. Chat 10, if you please.
At number 7 is Radamel Falcao.
El Tigre. At his peak, for those 2 or 3 years, he was perhaps the most feared number 9 in the world. Unstoppable in the air.
Porto, Atletico Madrid. He was a phenomenon, a true South American predator. He played with a hunger that you cannot teach. He wanted to devour the goal.
A player of incredible peaks, but this is a decade-long ranking. Let's see how his numbers hold up. Total goals for the decade, chat 10.
Radamel Falcao scored 255 goals in the 2010s.
That injury clearly impacted his total tally. That performance earns him 10 points, but his efficiency during his peak was legendary. What was his goals per game ratio?
Falcao's ratio was a lethal 0.72 goals per game.
Higher than Cavani and Aguero. That's a massive 11 points for him. Johan, what made Falcao so effective in the box?
Simplicity. He had maybe 3 or 4 movements, but they were perfect. A feint, a step over, a burst of speed. He did not complicate things. He was a master of efficiency inside the penalty area. His intelligence was in his minimalism.
High praise. Let's check his international record leading the line for Colombia.
Falcao scored 30 goals for his country in the decade.
A solid number for a competitive South American side. That gives him 8 points. And finally, assists. Was he a creator?
Falcao provided 41 assists.
A lower number, as expected from a pure finisher. That's 5 points. This is interesting. His stats are all over the place. Let's see where El Tigre lands on our leaderboard. And he slots right into second place, just behind Zlatan. The power of that goals per game ratio is clear. This brings us to number 6.
At number 6, we have Gonzalo Higuaín.
Pepita. Pepita. A complicated one. One of the most natural finishers I have ever seen, but always criticized. They never gave him the respect he deserved.
He scored goals everywhere. Real Madrid, Napoli, Juventus. You cannot argue with the numbers. The ball came to him, and it went into the net. Simple.
A controversial figure for sure, but a prolific one. Let's see the numbers. Total goals for the decade, chat 10.
Gonzalo Higuaín scored 305 goals in the 2010s.
305, more than Aguero and Falcao. That is a huge haul, earning him a massive 12 points to start.
He was always in a good team, let's be clear. His movement was good, not great. He was a finisher of chances created by others. He was not the creator himself.
A key distinction. What about his goals per game, chat 10?
Higuaín's ratio was 0.61 goals per game.
A bit lower, reflecting more appearances. That gives him 9 points. Now for the big topic, his international goals for Argentina.
Higuaín scored 31 goals for Argentina in the decade.
It is not about the number. It is about the moments. The World Cup final. The Copa America finals. It pains me to say it. He was a great striker who had terrible luck in the biggest moments for us.
The big moments will definitely be a factor when we get to the legacy scores later. For now, the number 31 gets him 8 points. Finally, his assists.
He provided 89 assists.
A very respectable number for a number 9. That adds another 8 points to his tally. He has scored very consistently across the board. The question is it enough to take the top spot? Unbelievable! We have a new leader! Gonzalo Higuaín, by a single point, has dethroned Zlatan. The consistent scorer takes the top spot for now. The top of our leaderboard is a battlefield. We've now crossed into the top half of our list. Welcome back. The leaderboard has been turned on its head, with Gonzalo Higuaín clinging to a precarious 1-point lead over Zlatan. The hierarchy is fragile. We have crossed the halfway point. It is time to step into the realm of the truly elite. Let's not waste a moment. Chat 10. Who is at number 5?
The player at number 5 is Robert Lewandowski.
The machine. If you were to build a perfect modern number 9 in a laboratory, it would look like him. Left foot, right foot, head, power, precision, flawless.
I agree. Perhaps the most complete number 9 of the decade, technically speaking. His professionalism and dedication to his craft are second to none.
High praise from two legends. But can the machine conquer our leaderboard? Let's start with the raw output. Total goals for the decade, Chat 10.
Robert Lewandowski scored a staggering 387 goals in the 2010s.
387. That is a new benchmark. A massive 13 points to kick off his account. Diego, you seem quiet.
He is magnificent, of course. A killer. But it is the coldness of a machine. Does he make you cry with passion? Does he break the script? Or does he just execute the code perfectly?
A fascinating question. Let's see how efficient that code is. Goals per game ratio?
Lewandowski's ratio was an astounding 0.83 goals per game.
Our highest yet. That's another 13 points. He is on a completely different level so far. What about his international record for Poland?
He scored 55 goals for Poland in the decade.
He basically carried that team on his back. A huge 12 points for his international efforts. Finally, assists. Was he a creator as well as a finisher?
Lewandowski provided 94 assists.
94, very impressive. That adds another 10 points. His scores are astronomical. I think we all know what this means for the leaderboard. Let's see the damage. A new king takes the throne. Robert Lewandowski doesn't just take the lead, he creates a massive gap at the top. The bar has been raised to a whole new level. It's hard to imagine anyone topping that, but there are still 4 names left. Chat 10, who is the man at number 4?
At number 4 is Luis Suárez.
El Pistolero. Yes, yes, yes. Forget the machine. Now we have a player with blood in his veins. A warrior from the streets of Salto. This is a footballer.
A controversial player, but a genius. Let me say one thing. He won the European Golden Shoe twice in the era of Messi and Ronaldo. That tells you everything you need to know about his ability to score goals.
An incredible point, Pelé. He truly competed with the gods of his era. Let's see his numbers. Total goals for the decade.
Luis Suárez scored 369 goals in the 2010s.
An incredible number, just shy of Lewandowski. That's a strong 14 points. But what about his goals per game?
Suárez's ratio was 0.77 goals per game.
Also elite. That gives him another 12 points. But Johan, Suárez was more than just a goal scorer, especially at Barcelona, wasn't he?
He was the ultimate attacking partner. His intelligence, his movement to create space for others, his selflessness. He was a brilliant individual who also understood the collective better than anyone. He was the perfect number 9 for a team of superstars.
That speaks volumes. Let's check his record for Uruguay, where he was the undisputed star.
Suárez scored 48 international goals in the decade.
Almost 50. A national hero. That earns him 11 points. Now, for the category that Johan just touched upon, assists.
Luis Suárez provided a phenomenal 181 assists in the decade.
181! That number is not from a striker, that's from an elite playmaker. It's almost double what most of our other contenders have. That is the maximum, 15 points, no question. His numbers are monstrous and incredibly well-rounded. The question is, can he dethrone the machine? Where does El Pistolero land? Unbelievable, he's done it! Luis Suárez takes the top spot. His incredible work as a creator has pushed him past Lewandowski. The top of the mountain belongs to Uruguay's finest. For now. Only 3 names remain on our list. And I think you know who they are. And we are back. Luis Suárez, the ultimate all-around attacker, sits on top of the performance mountain. But now, we enter the final 3. The podium. These are the players who defined not just games, but the culture of football in the 2010s. Chat 10, reveal the player at number 3.
The player at number 3 is Neymar Jr.
The artist, the magician. This is why we watch football. He plays with the joy of a child in the streets of São Paulo. He is the spirit of the Joga Bonito.
A true Brazilian talent. He carried the pressure of my number 10 shirt for our country and delivered so many goals and beautiful moments. A winner at Santos, a winner at Barcelona, a phenomenal player.
In terms of pure, raw, natural ability, he might be the most gifted of anyone on this list. But, and it is a big but, the spectacle sometimes overshadowed the efficiency. A career of incredible moments that perhaps could have been even greater.
A player who always sparks debate. Let's ground it in his numbers for the decade. Chat 10. What were his total goals?
Neymar Jr. scored 301 goals in the 2010s.
A huge total, earning him a solid 11 points. Now what about his efficiency? His goals per game ratio.
Neymar's ratio was 0.65 goals per game.
Good, but not quite at the level of the leaders. That's 10 points. But his record for the Brazilian national team is where his legend truly grows.
He scored 61 goals for Brazil in the decade.
61. That is a monstrous number, placing him among the all-time greats for his country. A massive 13 points. And now, the category where he rivals the very best, assists.
Neymar Jr. provided an incredible 163 assists.
163. This confirms what Cruyff said. A player of immense talent, not just as a scorer, but as a supreme creator. That is a huge 14 points. So the question is, with that incredible blend of scoring and creating, is it enough to take the top spot from his former Barcelona teammate, Suárez? Let's check the performance leaderboard. So close! He slots right into second place, just a few points shy of the leader. A phenomenal showing from the Brazilian artist. This means the final 2 contenders are exactly who we all expected. The 2 names that were not just part of the decade, they were the decade. This is about their rivalry, their dominance, their legacy. Let's be absolutely clear for everyone watching. The numbers we are about to discuss are from January 1st, 2010 to December 31st, 2019 only. A single 10-year period of sustained greatness. Chat 10, with that clarified, reveal the player at number 2.
The player ranked at number 2 is Cristiano Ronaldo.
An incredible machine. The most complete goal scorer I have ever witnessed. His ambition to be the best, to score in every single game. It is an inspiration for every athlete in the world.
You cannot argue with this man. He left Manchester United, went to Maradona's rival at Napoli, Real Madrid, and became a god there. He won everything. The mentality, the power, it is undeniable. He is a giant.
A giant indeed. Let's quantify that greatness within our 10-year window. Chat 10, what was his total goal count for the decade?
Cristiano Ronaldo scored 499 official goals for club and country in that period.
499. Let that number sink in. That is an average of 50 goals a year for 10 straight years. It's a level of consistency that is almost incomprehensible. Maximum points. 15.
But it's where he scored them that matters. Look at the Champions League. In the knockout stages, on the biggest nights, he was not just a player, he was an inevitability. That is the mark of a true legend. His intelligence was in simplifying his game to its most lethal form.
A crucial point for our legacy discussion later. Let's stay with the data. What about his international record for Portugal during this decade?
He scored 61 goals for Portugal.
61! He led his country to their first ever major trophy, the European Championship. It's a monumental achievement. Another maximum score, 15 points. Which means there is only one player left. The number one forward of the 2010s by our metrics is Lionel Messi.
It had to be. It had to be him. We are watching a genius who decided to play football with us mortals for a while. There is no debate for me. He is simply the best.
A powerful statement from Diego. But the question remains, can his numbers possibly eclipse the near perfection of Ronaldo's? Chat 10. The total goals for Lionel Messi in the 2010s.
In the same 10-year period, Lionel Messi scored 572 goals.
572. 73 more goals than Ronaldo. He didn't just beat him, he created a significant gap. Maximum points. 15. Pelé, you seem speechless.
It is the beautiful number, but it is not just the number. It is how he scores them. The dribbles from the halfway line, the free kicks, the little chips. Ronaldo is the perfect spearhead. Messi is the artist who paints the entire picture.
Exactly. And this is the point I've been making. Is he a striker? A number 9? No. He is more. He played as a false 9, a winger, a number 10, often in the same match. He was the system. The fact he was the top scorer while also being the best playmaker is what separates him.
And that brings us to the final decisive metric that Johan just mentioned. Assists. The measure of a creator. Chat 10, what was his number for the decade?
Lionel Messi provided 205 assists in the decade.
205. Again, it is a number from another dimension. That is, of course, the maximum 15 points. The statistical debate is over. Let's put them side by side and see the final performance leaderboard. And there you have it. The numbers tell a clear story. But as we promised, it is not the only story. It is time to add the intangible scores from our legends. The scores for finishing, big game moments, style, being a complete forward, and that all-important legacy. Chat 10, run the final calculation. Reveal the undisputed, definitive top 10 of the decade.
The final verdict is locked.
A decade defined by two incredible athletes who pushed each other to heights we may never see again. My deepest thanks to our legends, Pelé, Maradona, and Cruyff. To Chat 10. And to you for joining us on this journey. The debate is finally over. The debate over the forwards is settled, but the heart of the team is the midfield, the geniuses who control the game. Join us tomorrow as our legends return to rank the top 10 midfielders of the decade. The Maestros are next. If you don't want to miss that verdict, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel right now. We'll see you tomorrow.